Fear of losing is one of the strongest psychological barriers in forex trading.
Why losing feels painful.
It keeps traders from growing.
Humans are wired with loss aversion. Losses feel twice as strong as wins.
Fear limits confidence and prevents execution.
Traders don't fear losing money, they fear what losing represents: failure, embarrassment, wasted time, or being wrong. Fear of losing is often fear of meaning, not the loss itself.
This episode explores why losses feel painful, how fear shapes behavior, and how to overcome it. What's up, guys? Today we are back with the team, Sohail, Nadeem, and myself, Mo TFX.
Episode 2: Fear of Losing, the hidden enemy in forex trading.
I think the problem with that is people want to make money, but at the same time, they're scared to risk, right? But obviously, again, it boils down to the same thing. It all boils down to the strategy that you are trading with. You know, okay, for a month, for a week, you have been backtesting, you have been trading with this strategy. You know that confidence grows within that strategy. And that can hold you up and say, okay, for a month, I've been taking maybe 3 or 4 stop losses. You know, so you know the outcome. You know, obviously now, there are days where the market conditions are different, where we're going to have to adapt to it. But all you got to do is have control of it, right? You need to have a risk to reward. You know, there are days where you'll be able to go small in, the days where you'll be able to go big in, because you can now see the market is fluctuating the way it represents itself, and you know, okay, that's what you're looking for, and that's what your strategy plays out to.
But fear causes you to take very less risk. Like if you're afraid of losing your money, so you go in very small.
Yeah.
Your reward is very less.
You know,
closing trades.
You know, I know a guy. He's a big trader, right? And he's doing absolutely well. And each day he goes in, he makes his daily targets, and then all of a sudden, the market condition is bad, and then you have those bad days, and that's when he loses control of the market, and he does not know when to get out. So what he does, he's basically in hope of the trade, and what does he do? He over leverages in further drawdown, not in certain areas according to the strategy, but he will leverage just in hope so that he can come out, and then the market just sinks and sinks and sinks further, and then it takes him out.
It blows down.
And you know what? I can stand for that because I've seen him being so profitable over the months, and then it just takes one day for all your profits to be gone. And now, how do you as a trader say, okay, I need to be out of this trade? I can see it's not going your way. And that's something you need to start being in control of. Okay, according to your strategy, if it breaks this area here, this is where you're going to be looking to cut off your trade. And I think he feels that in hope, he doesn't want to lose profits because, I mean, end of the day, guys, it's money. You don't want to take those big losses.
Correct.
But I feel, like I was telling him, you know what, it's important. You just got to cut your losses off.
It's important to accept your loss.
You take your loss. I mean, it's a bad day, right? We all have bad days when it comes to trading. Just take that loss, cut it out, and then you can go back in knowing that, you know what, it's an amount you can make back.
Correct.
But don't over leverage. And I think it's also, well, it happens to everyone where they leverage because they try to get out of the market quickly, right? That's not a problem, right? But the problem is when you can see the market not going your way,
Cut
you
your
just need to
losses
cut your
short.
losses.
Avoid trading after a losing streak. So when you're taking trades throughout the week and you come across 3 stop loss days, cut it off. Cut your losses. Don't trade again. In that way, it'll avoid you in putting yourself into more losses.
Now, yet again, because I had a bad day on Wednesday, and I was like, okay, Thursday, it's NFP. We're going to go in small if we do see setups. And you know what? During the morning, the market played out, and I stayed out of the market. I went in small, but according to the strategy, I supposed to take profit at certain levels and make daily targets. But because I was scared, I had to go in smaller, and that's why I was like, oh shit, I should have went in
Bigger.
like how I normally go, make my target and get out of the market. So it's a barrier of trusting your strategy. And it's not more about, okay, today I want to go in small. Today I want to go in big. Today, it's about trusting your strategy at the end of the day. Now, obviously, yet again, it comes with the back testing of your strategy, knowing what you're doing in the market that gives you the confidence. Because we know as traders, as much as we want to win, there are going to be days where we're going to take losses, but we need to cut them short. And, working with your lot size is very important. Obviously, yet again, lot sizes, it fits your pocket. That's what you are able to use to make a certain amount every day. But changing lots, I feel, is a problem because now you uncertain about trusting your setup or your strategy. And that's when now you are showing signs of lack of knowledge of your setup, basically, or your strategy, you could say. So basically, I feel that, you know what, don't hop, skip, and jump strategies. Or
Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan. That's what this is all about. It's sticking to the plan, gaining that confidence, getting your target, and getting out of the market. Because when I feel you're jumping from A, B, and C, this is where you are developing problems and you are going to get hiding in the market.
Correct.
Because somebody is saying A, somebody is saying B, somebody is saying C. You're trying to look, okay, which one is the best? But that's where the problem comes. As a trader, you do your own research, find out, okay, this is the lots I go in with, this is what I'm targeting, and this is what you should go for according to your strategy.
Overanalyzing charts is also a very big issue.
Oh, 100%. It
Like-
literally can cook you.
Guys will be switching time frames,
Yeah.
finding stuff in the 1 hour time frame, dropping down to 15-minute time frame, just over analyzing things.
Correct.
It's better to just stick to your setup and work on that.
100%. I feel that if you see a 15-minute time frame working for you, that's what you should stay with. If you see a 5-minute working, you should stay with a 5-minute. Because now what's happening when you're going on these you're doing multiple analysis on different time frames, you are seeing different things.
You've
And this
seen
is
one
where
time
you'll be like,
frame
oh
is
shit, I'm confused
buying,
now.
one time frame is selling, you
Correct.
don't know what to do.
It's going to be endless rechecking of time frames, of confirmations.
So exactly. So I feel what's best is stick to the time frame that you
Works
feel
best
you're
for
more confident in and you're seeing results of. That pays off. But now when you chopping and changing is going to lead of different confusion and it's not the end result you want. So work what's best for you. Certain time frame that okay. You're comfortable with and you're seeing a result in. So let's talk about the hidden cost of losing. Right? Losing is really costly. It can put you in depression for days.
Correct.
We try to avoid it, but we know as traders, losses are there.
Can never run away from.
And that's something we need to know, that we need to get used to and adapt to the system. There's a lot of people out here that want to run away from losses because, there's mentors out there, there's people that promise things. And you know what? That's where the problem is. But the truth to be told is that we need to adapt to losses. As much as there are wins, we're going to be having those days where we're going to take losses. And there are days where we'll have no in control because now we have emotions running through our mind that lead us to more losses. But yet again, we just need to stick to the plan and cut off those losses. Like, our missed opportunities in a market. Sometimes people say, what, no trade, no losses. But also at the same time, you'll see a trade, you'll be like, oh shit,
I missed an
I missed the setup.
opportunity.
And that's now because you have the fear
Fear of losing money.
of losing money.
Correct.
But as a trader, when you come into in the industry, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. You need to understand, okay, this is the game I am in. Well, not technically a game, but we need to adapt to it. And I feel that with these missed opportunities, end of the day, it's not about missing the opportunities, it's about trusting the actual setup or your strategy that tells you, okay, right, you need to buy here. Sometimes you'll be like, okay, I met my target today. Then that's fine. But also don't have the fear of missing opportunities in the market. Because end of the day, it can be an end result to a daily target. Right? You don't know the outcome of the setup. That's something you need to know.
So you have
Anything
to
can
just
happen in the
trust it.
market. Correct. You
Trust
need
the
to
setup.
trust it. And yet again, it all boils down to back testing. Seeing if your setup plays out every day. How accurate is it?
Okay, so even with these losses, it also destroys people's confidence in those setups. Even if they have a setup and it maybe once out of 3 times it takes a losing trade, it destroys their confidence in taking another setup.
Correct. I agree
The
with you.
fear of
And I
losing.
feel why? Because there's no risk to reward in place. Maybe there's a reward in place, but there's no
But
risk
there's
to
no
it.
risk.
Because they are in hope of the trade going back at break even. Right?
Correct.
There are days where multiple times the market will go back at break even. But there are days it's going to go further and further down. And that's when you'll be like, you need to have your actual risk to reward in place. And you'll cut off.
Because the risk to reward can really shape your profitability in a market.
Correct.
Correct.
It also leads to emotional trading. When you guys, emotional trading, it's something where revenge happens.
It's hard
You
to
are forced to
control.
make you are in a situation where now your mind are running to things where you make a certain amount because you need it. And you obviously now not looking for a setup, but you're just looking for a certain quick in and out to get out of the market. There's so many ways it leads you in that it can hurt you so badly because now you're actually rushing something because of your needs. We as humans need to be in control of it. It's a business that you are doing. So it's something that we need to be in control of and not let it get the best out of us.
Treat it like a job.
Correct. And I think it's the best way forward because end of the day, today we go out there and we open up a business. You don't know how many people are going to walk in. You have to pay staff, you have to pay lights, you have to pay water, you have to pay rent. And yet you have trading here where, people say it's the quickest way to make money. But at the end of the day, you can lose a lot of money as well. There's always something to learn in the market. And that's what I think us as traders lack because we are lazy to go and sit on the charts to see what happens, to understand more. There's always something. Guys, we in this office every day there's something new we're learning. Let's be
Every
honest.
single day.
And we always try to improve in our trading. And always, guys, knowledge is important. Always go out there, learn, gain the
Try to
most you
further your
can.
knowledge.
But also at the same time, anybody can sit and teach you, or you can even watch something. But at the end of the day, it boils down to you as a person. Do you actually want to put effort in it? Because you'll be like, okay, I've learned, I know all of this. You're telling me, but you don't know because you haven't actually put an effort to the charts to see, okay, if it's really happening or not. And that's where people fall short of. because they don't want to put that extra mile into it. They just see buy and sell. Let's buy, let's sell. You know, we can make a quick hundreds, quick thousands. That's not it, guys. You know, so that knowledge part is way more important. There's always room for knowledge.
So if you build that knowledge, it will slowly reduce your fear of losing, which will also create inconsistency in your trades.
Correct.
And make you take fewer trades. So do your research properly, so
100%.
you can understand the markets better.
Correct. You know, fear creates a loop of inconsistency, like hesitation, few trades, no progress, doubt, changing strategies.
How do we overcome fear of losing, guys?
You know, there are days where we need to accept losses. That's something that we need to do as traders. We need to accept those losses.
100%.
You know, we can't be going in and be like, oh, you know, A, B, F, G. We can't be throwing words around, knowing that, okay, you know, sometimes, I mean, I sit amongst traders and I say that I see they took a loss, but at the end of the day, it's not based on them. It's the market. And it's something you as a trader be like, oh, you need to step in and be like, okay, I need to accept it.
You can't control the market.
You can't control the market. And that's when you wait in for your next setup. You don't rush or you don't over leverage to say, okay, I need to come out of this trade. You know, you need to just wait, get out of that setup you was, and get in on your next one. And that's what it's about. The main thing is that we as traders need to learn to accept our losses. And if we can do that, I think we gradually can say that we now getting somewhere in the industry, because all we want to do is win, but we don't want to be accountable for our losses.
Yes.
You know?
Also, risk what you emotionally can handle. So if you're trading with a small account, you are forced to risk less. You cannot over leverage that account unless you're willing to risk the whole amount.
Correct. You know, capital, guys, is one of the main factors. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know, I've seen people trading with amounts that try to take small money to big money. That's very good. That's excellent. It's a skill to do it, right? But the problem is, it's not a every day. I haven't seen people do it every day.
And it's
You know,
it beats the
flip
mind.
They flip it because based on the market condition and the strategy,
It
currently
happens once a while.
it was good. And I mean, it's a skill. I won't lie. But I believe in compounding, right? Where you need to go in the market to make a certain percentage based on your capital. And I feel if you can do that, that shows you are enabling discipline to your trading. Also, at the same time, when you lose, it's something you can accept. But when you lose a blown account because you're trying to flip it, it hurts you now, because you are now going back in your pocket to
And
reach for more
depositing
funds,
again.
to chase what you lost. You know, you don't want to be in that scenario. So it's always important to, I believe, I mean, yes, everyone out there has their own strategy, own preferences, but for me, this is what I have been doing: compounding and, you know, enabling safety to your capital.
Yeah, so I think also, like we have a target in our office, we have a target 1-to-1, 500 pips. I think guys should also have a maximum loss. You know, for a day you must be able to have a maximum loss.
Correct.
Like 500 rand
Correct.
or 300, and you need
Depending
to
on
be
your
done.
capital.
Depending on your capital.
Correct. No, 100%. You know, I feel set a maximum daily loss, as you said, 2%, 5% of the account, whatever it may be, but you know this is your cutoff.
Yes.
And if you do that, you will not be aggressive when you lose.
You know
Because
you
you
have
know your
funds.
balance is there.
Yes, you can.
But when you're not seeing a balance,
back.
it's hurtful. And that means now you go back to the bank to
to deposit.
deposit. And that's something we try to avoid.
A focus on progress.
Focus on progress. You know, success comes from the following rules, such as journal your emotions, track down your thoughts and feelings before and after trades.
Mistakes.
It helps you and it guides you. It shows you what you have done, because when you sitting in that trade, all emotions are currently running through your mind. So the best way is to write. I feel, it's old school now. We have to go back to school. And that's how I've been taught as well. When I started my journey years ago, that, journal was the best way, because you look back at it at the end of the day and be like, oh shit, I did this, I did that. And that's when you now go back to a child, you'll be like, oh shit, I should have seen it. And these are small mistakes and errors that we can see. But because we are currently sitting in a trade, all emotions are running through your mind.
You're not seeing this stuff.
Correct.
Differentiate from right and wrong. You can
Correct.
see your mistakes. You can see what's making you money.
Correct. 100%. And end of the day, also, it's all based on a strategy that you trust, and the outcome you shall receive. And that's when you will determine, okay, am I profitable end of this month? Am I not profitable end of this month? There are months where you can have a very good month, a bad month. That's part of trading, because we exactly don't know what the market is going to do.
We are
Market is not
predicting.
your friend.
There's a bomb in somewhere in one of the countries, boom, gold flies or gold melts. These things happen. So we always try to be in and get out.
As quick as
As
possible.
fast
Correct.
as possible.
Fear of losing stops traders from becoming consistent. But with the right tools and mindset, you can overcome it. Episode 3 will explore FOMO, fear of missing out, another major psychological barrier. Master your emotions, and the market becomes a different game.
That's it for now, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Make sure you guys don't miss the next episode.